So this is odd. Brie Larson too skinny. And apparently the Marvels so silly, says an insider. So we take this all obviously with, like a table of salt at this point in time. But this is a bit weird. This is the direction that they're going in. I mean, I guess it's placating to the industry itself, right? You have DC looking to get fairly more serious with the likes of the Batman and the Penguin series, and they've also got like a Gotham PD series focused on Arkham Asylum and these kind of things, right? So there's a fair amount of seriousness with DC, and then you've got Marvel going more and more wacky, way wacky apparently with this. And I think it worked, right? Like, I think the likes of Guardians of the Galaxy worked. It had James Gunn's spin on it. But then if you compare Guardians of the Galaxy with the original Iron Man, night and day difference. Completely different. Very different tone. And I think Marvel needs to do that within their own universe. There are some characters which should be serious. Not every movie needs to be, a comedic fest. It doesn't have to be. And look, and as much as I think Brie Larson is a bit of a vapid hole of a being, too skinny? I mean, I do think she's a very attractive woman, to be perfectly honest. So I think saying that she's too skinny is a bit, I don't know. I mean, you could look at it from the perspective of she needs to gain some muscle, maybe. But I wouldn't ever have said she was too skinny. She's not an unhealthy level of skinny. If you want to look at unhealthy levels of skinny, you look at Nancy, the actress who plays Nancy in Stranger Things. She has anorexia. I would literally bet £1,000 right here, right now, £1,000. I would bet she has anorexia, and that is too skinny. That's dangerous. But Brie Larson has a healthy sort of physique figure. And again, this is coming from someone that really dislikes Brie Larson, but I'm not going to be super biased on that. But anyway, let's take a look at this. So Brie Larson is said to look too much like a skinny supermodel than a superhero. Now, this is, I guess, going from the perspective of, well, she needs to, put some weight on. But I mean, if you're looking at the likes of Thor: Love and Thunder, Jane Foster, she wasn't exactly jacked. They had to use CGI for that. But anyway, it's claimed that the Marvels, which is Captain Marvel 2, which is still funny that got taken from Brie Larson. But it's claimed that is going to be as silly as James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think is a real shame. Again, the original Iron Man was amazing. I think just compare it back to that, Compare the original Iron Man with the likes of Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, it's night and day difference, isn't it? You need that separation. We can't have everything exactly the same because the Marvels follows Thor: Love and Thunder. So it's just going to be one homogenous genre. This is the Marvel's tone, i.e. the Marvels, and also Marvel as a movie studio. That's their tone now. Silly, dumb silliness. Shame. Massive shame. So James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy was nothing like the comic books, which saw Gunn make buffoons out of the characters. You know what? I still liked it, though. I think James Gunn's slant on Guardians of the Galaxy worked very well. Personally. I do. But yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder went completely mad. Completely off the rails. Really off the rails, I think, personally. However, the Marvels being silly, which of course follows the post-credit scene, which had Brie Larson in Ms. Marvel. The Marvels, in a box office report, YouTuber Grace Randolph said she heard that the Marvels is just as silly as Guardians of the Galaxy. Why does it need to be as silly as Guardians of the Galaxy? Why? So this is what was said. I'd also like to add that there are non-Marvel superhero stories out there right now that are blowing our socks off. We've got The Boys, The Batman, which are more serious and adult as Marvel gets more silly and family focused. But it's not going to... See, this is the problem. It's not getting family-focused because little boys and little girls can enjoy Iron Man even though it's serious, right? But so can adults. Now, if they then just start being kid-focused, that's not family-focused. There's a big difference. But Grace continued and said, I just heard something about The Marvels, which was so silly that I was shocked it wasn't in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So, something so silly that she was genuinely shocked it wasn't included in the silliest of Marvel's movies. Very odd. And her response to hearing that was, what's that doing in the Marvels? That's a shame, man. That's a big shame. And she continued and says, I mean, I think that some movies should be silly and are very successfully silly, but I don't think they should all be silly, which is what I'm saying. Like, you know, I don't like Grace Randolph either, but I will agree with her on this. We can't have homogenous film landscape. There does have to be counter-programming. Some people thought Thor Love and Thunder was too silly, so I don't know. I mean, it's hard to eat vanilla all the time, no matter how good it is. No matter how many great specks of vanilla bean are in it, you don't want to eat vanilla every day, and that's how much they're serving it these days. I like Thor Love and Thunder from a fan perspective, but business-wise and from a filmmaking perspective, oh yeah, it's got major problems. I want the 4-hour cut, but Taika Waititi says he will never deliver it, but then why did he film it? Is he like, yeah, I just wasted a lot of money filming additional 2 hours of content and hiring talent that I didn't use. I mean, I don't think that's the support of Disney that he thinks it is. I mean, yeah, having a 4-hour cut of Thor, the Thor 4 cut, or the 4 Thor cut. I mean, that's just awful. But yeah, I mean, Brie Larson being too skinny, like a supermodel, I don't agree with that. I mean, I agree that she needs to pack on some muscle, like I genuinely do. But it's in keeping with Marvel's stance at the moment, where they're just like, whatever, we'll just CGI it. So Grace also didn't like the end of Ms. Marvel, where it was revealed Kamala Khan is the MCU's first mutant, and Grace also wasn't happy with Brie Larson's post-credit scene, where she thinks Brie Larson looks too skinny for the role of Captain Marvel, as Brie Larson comes off looking more like an ultra-thin supermodel than a superhero. Which I think is interesting, that someone like Grace Randolph would comment on another woman's body when she's so prevalently pushing sort of feminist ideals, right? I mean, a woman should just look however they want to bloody look, surely. So yeah, I mean, the too skinny part isn't really coming from Marvel themselves. But, you know, Randolph says she doesn't think the new look will work for her. She says, wow, what is happening? Boy, Captain Marvel looks very different. The ending of that show was a mess. I think Brie Larson looks pretty good. She looks more like she's hanging out than she's a superhero. But she always looked like that. She's not really changed. They got rid of the short hair. I don't know. I actually did not like the ending. I was like, it's all over the place, man. But I don't know. I think I'm a little disappointed that I think Brie Larson looks more supermodel-y than superhero-y. She looked the same in bloody Captain Marvel. You tard. Like, have some consistency with your thoughts. Like, I've always said, like, because there was also like a stunt butt double for Brie Larson. I always think, yeah, like, you should do some squats. Like, you absolutely should do some squats, love. Like, you should get in the gym. But, I mean, she does look like she's actually been in the gym, to be fair. I mean, obviously, I haven't seen her ass, so I don't really know if she needs to do more squats. But, hey, look, I mean, I'm happy to critique it if you want to, you know, shoot me at that. Anyway, and I feel like I don't know if that's going to work for her either, so we'll see. I mean, Marvel will just get another stunt double, to be fair. But I don't think she's looking exceptionally slender. You know, I think, and I might cop some flack for this, but I think if you're comparing her via the actress who played Kamala Khan, I think it's really important to note that Kamala Khan actress is a little bit tubby. So by comparison between the two, one is going to, like, they are two extremes. They're two sides of the same coin, right? Like, I think it's important to note that. But it's more the perspective of, well, it's too silly, right? Like, it's too silly, this homogenous look at Marvel. I think it's a shame. Again, and I'll keep going back to it. Let's look at Iron Man. That was a film for the whole family. Now their focus on family equates to children, but just children, which is really, really dumb. Like, actually really, really, really dumb. It's going to put, you know, adults off taking their kids to watch these movies, because they're going to go, well, I'm getting nothing out of this 2-hour fest of nonsense. So yeah, shame. Let me know what you think. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.